All right. This is week 3, getting back to the podcast. Gonna run these things every like I did halfway through last year. Every big rivalry game uh for Florida, and also for the every user game. Today's matchup was after a crazy work day yesterday. I was looking forward to playing Ego. Ego's a really damn good player, and week 3 it was going to be tough going on the road. Arch set up a good road match. Pound for pound, of course, Florida's players, uh, top to bottom, are a little faster, a little stronger, especially on the front line and in the trenches. So um, I knew it was going to be, even though when you go on the road, nothing's given, I knew this game was going to be 50-50. I just felt like it was going to be a knocked out, dragged down battle, where we'd just be scoring back and forth, and it basically turned into that, except for a couple big plays that made the score look a lot different than it was. So let me get into it. We started the game. He ended up winning the flip after I lost the flip, and he ended up kicking to me. Um, After a couple first downs, Gillisley broke one for like 60 yards for a touchdown to give Florida a 7-0 lead. After that, defense came up with a big pick, and on the ensuing drive, ended up scoring a touchdown on a I'm trying to remember back because we had a disconnect in the game. I'm pretty sure that was the wide receiver screen play to go up 14-0. Then he ended up knotting it back with a field goal at 14-3. We got in the second quarter. Same thing, 14-3, kind of like back and forth punting at that point. Nobody was really doing nothing. Well, actually, he was. He was driving down. Um, Again, came up with a big stop, and he was just out of field goal range and too long on fourth down, so he kind of pinned me down. Picked up a big first down with like 5 minutes in the second, and he ended up. Oh no, this is where the disconnect came. So the disconnect came right here. Um, Servers bumped this off. Uh, please patch come soon, please. Um, he didn't have any lag in the game, which was kind of weird. So I mean, at times it would give a please wait, but I think it only happened twice. For the most part, the game was pretty smooth, like 98% of it probably. So we got disconnected on that at 14-3 Florida. So what we ended up doing was we came back to the game and agreed to run the clock out in the first quarter, chew the clock, give him ball at half because he had ball at half in the original game, and that way he could have the fourth quarter stoppage and all that stuff. So we ended up running out that first quarter. Then he gave me the ball at the 35. Um, Ended up Gosh, it's so hard to remember in the ego, bro. If I got some of this mixed up, I apologize. I usually do these in game, but I was just so rushing to get over from work home so I could get this game played right at 10:30, like I promised you. I didn't want to keep you waiting, bro, because I like to make a time and meet it. I hate to keep people waiting around, so appreciate you giving me a day off so I could after that 16-hour day. But anyway, I'm pretty sure Florida ended up no. I know exactly what happened. He had a hell of a drive, put a real nice drive together. Had a real big passing play that went for like 60 yards, stopped him at the 4 yard line, but then he threw a look. It wasn't a screen. It was one of those out and hook routes kind of thing where they kind of hook and turn around and face the guy. He timed it perfect. Running back out of the backfield. I missed the tackle, so he scored that to make it 14-10. Um, from there, Florida answered right back with a touchdown drive to go up 21-10, and then added a field goal after a couple back and forths right before half to make it oh shit, another field goal, 17-17. I think that would have made it it doesn't matter. It was either 27-10 or 31-10 at half. I think it was 27-10. All right, the hell with all this guessing. I don't know why I didn't pull up the stats anyway. So at halftime, uh, it ended up being with the others. It was 10-7 plus the other score, so it was 24-10 at halftime. And then coming out in the third quarter, we had a real nice little back and forth for like 4 minutes. Good defense, timely play calls by both our defensive coordinators. So we kind of locked everybody up. He got a nice drive together, but kind of stalled short right out of his kicker's range. So he pinned me real nice with a really good corner coffin punt that I think went out of bounds like the 5 or maybe 4. After like a 4-yard run, uh, Gillisley went wide, and when he was going wide, it looked like he'd get about 3 yards and leave us with about a 3rd and 1 on that play. But the free safety he was using an user in the 4-2-5 overran the play. He had him dead to rights. It would have been stopped for like a 3-yard gain. And he was the last man. And when he went by him, Gillisley pretty much got to the sideline and took it up for a 93-yard run. Um, then from then, it was pretty much the way the second half opened. I mean, nobody was budging for another 5 or 6 minutes. Nobody put anything together, and then being down 21 points, um, he had no choice but to change up his game plan and go to a 4 and 5 receiver set the rest of the game. No huddle at the start of the fourth quarter, which I would have done too. I mean, he's backed into a corner. He's down 21. He's got nothing to lose, so he's got to try to air it out, and he did it well. Moved the ball effectively for drive after drive after first down. Ended up capitalizing. He caught my safety slipping, trying to jump the post route with the slot guy. Ended up jumping the post route with his outside receiver. Ended up hitting the slot route real deep with a good touch pass for 40 yards. And then after a good defensive stop, Florida came up short on like a 3rd and 6 with like ended up being like 4th and 1 with a 14-point lead. No way in hell any coach is going on the road and gonna go right there. And so I punted to him after a first down, probably like the third play of that drive. He caught me slipping again. I got aggressive trying to jump another route. I was trying to shut down that post route all game, take that away from his arsenal, but he burned my ass again for 70 yards. This time it was the outside receiver with the slot running the post um, for a touchdown, cutting it to 7. And then after a couple first downs, uh, running the ball, and then a couple pass plays led to a decent field position. I think it was probably I think it was a 2nd and 4 now that I remember. Uh, Gillisley found a nice seam off left guard, ended up going 55 yards for the touchdown. With about 2 minutes left to stretch it to 14 points, and that's where it stayed. So, hell of a game, Ego. Good luck the rest of the time in the Big 12, bro. That was a hell of a battle. Started off back against the wall. That thing would have been closer early. Who knows what the hell would have happened. The score doesn't do that game justice. So it was 38-24 was the final. Um, I have no idea who we both play next week, but good luck to you, brother.